It is Monday and we are back with a fresh new podcast for you. Daniel is back from Australia, but we still did this over Zoom because he is in quarantine. And you know, law says that he's not allowed to give me the lurgy and kill everyone who I know and love. So we had to do one last Zoom session and still, without the excuse of Australian Wi-Fi, still managed to fuck it up. His audio cut out twice. And I had to edit all that back together, and also his levels are just all over the place. Look, honestly, I cannot wait until the next podcast when we're face to face and I can just control all the fucking editing stuff, because I'll level with your Patreon subscribers. You bought me a well-earned pint with your subscription this time, because it took me 3 hours to put this together. And I think it came out all right, you know, because we had some nice conversations. We talked about comedy, which is always fun. We talked about men who don't like the 69. Can you believe those people exist? And we also had a bit of a row over who has the nicest arse. It's still undecided, so we'll appreciate your input. Go listen to this podcast. We'll be back together in person on the next one. In fact, it's going to be Sloss and Humphreys on the road from the next one onwards, because our tour starts again. Hopefully, if this Indian variant doesn't lock us down some more. Yeah, look, we can only hope. I'll see you on Thursday for a bonus episode. We don't know what that's going to be yet, but it's going to be fun. It always is. And enjoy the shit out of this one. Thank you.
Sloss and Humphreys on the road.
Muggins and cream and muggins, straight thuggin', living the dream.
That's our intro.
Fucking muggles.
Tickling the clit inside your head that makes you laugh. They said it can't be done.
Are we in the same seats?
That's hack.
Ah, muggles.
Accidental rib job in the park.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Or am I just being cynical?
Muggled it up on fucking Mugglepedia.
Where have you been since 9/11?
Welcome to Sloss and Humphreys on the road with me, the mighty Muggins, the man with an arse faster than Usain Bolt's fibre optic broadband. And opposite me in the Muggle corner, the wet slag with the jet lag, the noob with the moobs, Daniel, the swollen stone gathering moss, Sloss.
Swollen stone?
Gathering moss?
Why
I can't call you a rolling stone, can I? Like, I was going to think the rolling stone gathering moss, gathers no moss. It would compliment you.
I figure I am a roll. I'm rock and roll. I tour the world.
I'm not gonna introduce you as that, am I?
Well, I mean, other people on other podcasts do. Admittedly, I'm guest on those podcasts, and they're trying to keep me happy. But
so you want a big intro next time?
no, it's fine. Just as long as it's acknowledged that I am. I was about to say I want to be acknowledged as a comedian rock star, but that's Kevin Hart's hashtag, and I don't know if you've seen it. But his whole thing is comedic rock star shit. And you know what? Well done, Kevin. He's the biggest comedian in the world. He's in a lot of movies that I really, really enjoy. Hasn't been a stand-up for a couple of years, though, has he?
and he's a pure grade A muggle.
Aye, yes.
His Twitter handle, is it not Kevin Hart for real?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
and he posts just like really bigging everyone up. Just be like, hey guys, just you know those business muggles. Like, every day is your fucking opportunity. You gotta fucking seize it. Every second you take from the day is a second you steal from God. You're like, fucking hug your wife, man. Just like watch some Netflix. Get a fucking hobby.
Cunts a walking 3-foot motivational quote. I remember I had Kai for Real 2002 as my Hotmail, which people could send stuff to that. I won't get it. It's still alive. I won't get it. It'll end up in junk because it's Hotmail. But Kai for Real 2002. And I remember I had some login, and Adam Rowe asked us for me login, and it was connected still to my Hotmail account. And I sent Adam Rowe the Kai for Real 2002, and he just spammed us with emojis for the For Real. And I was like, I was embarrassed by it. I was like, I had For Real in 2002. And then I saw Kevin Hart was rocking in 2021. Kevin Hart For Real 2021. I'm like, I'm embarrassed by 21-year-old me's action to have For Real. Oh, I'm For Real me, I'm the truth. You get what you get. You get reality with me. If you don't like reality, different step on my territory.
Have you watched his documentary on Netflix, like the 6-part series on him?
You know what? I haven't watched anything with him in.
Man,
I'm aware of his existence. I've never watched. Oh, hold on. I have. I've watched Jumanji, the latest Jumanji films, and he's classing it.
Yeah, he is. He's a very, very funny man. Real good comedic actor. and also was exceptional at stand-up. And that's how he got to where he is. Because he was, but as with everyone who reaches a certain level of success in comedy, there comes the great plateauing. And what the plateauing is never the fault of the comedian, I'd say. Or no, normally it's not the fault of the comedian. It's the fact that you are never able to perform to neutral audiences again. You're never able to try and win a fucking crowd over because they just laugh at most things that you fucking say. I mean, it's one of the big problems that Lee Evans has whenever he's trying out new material. Is desperately trying to find venues where people won't book tickets just to see him. He wants to find a neutral audience because those are the hardest to win. But you can't. You're at Lee. Kevin Hart's in that same sort of position now where he cannot find audiences to practice material in. And it means that his material has gone over the past.
Because he's getting audiences blowing smoke up his arse because he doesn't know if it's good or not.
And it's not. It's fine. Like, man, again, not to this bad. When I'm criticising Kevin Hart here, it's criticising with the knowledge in it that he is fucking Kevin Hart. I'm not trying to bring a man down off of his pedestal. I'm talking purely as a comedy fan at this level. This is what happens when people get successful and good. They begin to suck because they don't have a challenge.
Yeah, I saw Lee Evans doing new material at Nottingham Glee, and he had a pile for his. He had all of his papers on stage with all his notes on, and he had a pile for stuff that worked, and he was going to keep working on, and a pile for like the bin. You know how like you would sometimes tell an audience whether you put a tick or a cross on your notes.
Aye.
He had put a visual thing of like the piles of where he puts the paper, and he just done this routine that like I was at the back of the room as a comic like going, well, that's not that funny really. Like if I wrote that dude, I wouldn't be happy with it. But the crowd was so loving it because he was saying it.
Yeah.
Because he could have said anything at that point, and he was like smart enough to see through it, and he just went, "Don't patronise me, Nottingham." And he put it in the file, and they laughed because they realised they were laughing at something that was shit. So it would be hard to find the gold.
Aye.
If that's what you're getting all the time.
Yeah, because the people just, it's you, and they're just so excited to see you, and the first half an hour of your comedy is free because they would listen to anything that came out of your fucking mouth at that point. And also, even though American audiences are, I will always argue, like the most comedy savvy audiences in the world, just because they've had stand up there longest. There's a stand up club in every fucking town, pretty much. Like it's modern stand up as we consider it was created and perfected in America, and the audiences there are great. It is also, and I mean this sincerely, the dumbest audience in the world. Like the dumbest and that's not always a bad thing. Like, they will laugh at fucking anything. But I remember the first time going over to do America and doing the comedy clubs there, and just doing the circuit, I'm just going, oh, me and my friends are better than 95% of this bill. And this doesn't happen in the UK, because in the UK, if you suck, the audience won't give you the first 3 minutes. In the UK, you have to make that audience laugh within 2 minutes. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how funny you are for the next 18, you're fucking done. It's dead, kaput. It's over for you. In America, you have 7 minutes. 7 minutes where you could just say whatever you want, talk about your fucking day. I was walking down the road today and I saw this guy in a store. And he came up to me and he said, would you like to buy some melons? And I was like, oh my God, I want to buy melons at 7. You can do that for 7 fucking minutes. And then American audience will still go, this is going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be telling us this for no reason.
That everybody does. Because I saw it myself, because before I come on the tour with you, I would come out in New York and I'd done a solo show, and while I was there, I'd done a couple of open mics, and some of the comedians that I watched, they just literally went nowhere, meandered around. I don't know if they were like hoping to find a punchline while they were talking, or if that was the written, rehearsed bit, and that's how it was meant to be. But like people were trying to laugh, and people were trying to like find where the laughter was, and the crowd was so eager to join in that I was like, "Oh shit! Like I've got a bunch of punchlines in my set. Like this is gonna fucking blow their mind when I get up."
Aye, and it did.
Because you fucking make the effort to put punchlines in, otherwise you won't have a career.
Well, it's because I think a lot of the open spots out in America, the problem is because there's again such a fucking stand-up culture out there. People that grew up watching, grew up loving it, and again, it is the capital of comedy throughout the fucking world. You've got people who watch comedians who watch comedy but do not understand it, and this happens a lot with new beginner comedians. They'll watch Louis C.K., Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, or whoever it is that is their favourite, right? And they will see this comedian on stage just being dead casual, dead laid back, dead calm, and it's almost conversational, which is the great lie of stand-up.
That you make it look easy.
Yes, the great lie of stand-up is, this is the first time I've said this. That's
suspend your disbelief.
I'm coming on stage and this is just off the cuff and here I am, I'm acting it on. Here's another thing that slightly perturbed me. And also, this has annoyed me. Now I'm going to rant at this. So, we've worked on this script for a fucking year.
And then when you're talking and something you say makes you like go off on a tangent, as if that tangent has just come to you because you've interrupted yourself. And actually, that's a written-in tangent, and you know exactly how to get back where you...
It was a tangent at one point, 90 fucking shows ago, and then it killed, and then it became a structural part of the fucking show.
Danny, I'm just going to interrupt, and I'm doing this on behalf of everyone listening. Can you change your seat? Have you got a different chair?
Oh, why? Is it? I'm
picking up a lot of squeaks over the Zoom, so like your Audacity's probably going to pick up a bit more. And then... I just wanted some peace there. I was just fucking him talking, just fucking banging on. His seat was fine. And, alright, mate? Yeah, much better. So we cut off there, because when Daniel was getting a new chair, he stopped recording. And we kept on talking for, a good 5 minutes before we realised.
Basically, I started whispering in my own ear, like little things. I was getting feedback of my own voice, because obviously I was getting no feedback of your voice because I'm only recording my end, and I was just very, very confused as to why occasionally my voice would just come in and go, aye, squeaky chair, aye.
So did it start playing back to you?
Yes, aye, that's what was confusing me, because I just kept hearing my own fucking voice. It was like... some weird sense of narcissism where I'm like, oh my god, my inner voice is me.
So not only did you stop at recording, but you played back the playback and you just continued having a conversation with me over Zoom and yourself.
Yeah. Which again, I've always wanted to do a podcast which is just me and me talking to each other.
Get it done, bonus episode.
Anyway,
so
talk about
Cliff Notes. Dave Chappelle. People are watching Dave Chappelle.
The amount of open spots, and again, this is also why you get offensive comedians. People that watch Jim Jeffries and don't understand what the comedy is. They go, "Oh, I'll just do jokes about paedophilia and rape, where they're the punchline because that's what Jim Jeffries did." And you go, "No, again, you fully misunderstood." The thing, you're still on the side of the audience and you're not a real comedian yet because you do not understand the art form. You get these comics who watch Dave Chappelle, who, by the way, does have the right. I mean, he's been one of the greatest orators for the past 30 fucking years. He's travelled, he's done it, like he is.
They're essentially these comics that you're talking about who watch an edgy comic and think you just need to go on and talk about rape, or that you watch Dave Chappelle just meandering through thoughts and you think you can just go on and start talking. They're essentially the big fat football fan who's shouting at the young athlete saying, "I could have got that.
I could have scored that," and then go. But but not only that, then also going on to at least that fat cunt doesn't get on the pitch and then play football. At least when he does, he gets his fucking ass kicked and he's like, "All right, fair enough." These comedians go.
At least he doesn't change his Facebook status to fucking Joe Blogs comedian.
Joe Blogs footballer.
That's what I meant.
I've started my own footballing podcast, and we're going to talk about me being a professional footballer. When I get other professional, and you're listening to the podcast, be like, none of these cunts are professional footballers. How dare you host a professional football podcast? I haven't even seen you on the pitch, cunt.
Yeah, that's why I let them have it. When people say that they're a comedian, when people just do a couple of open mics and go, "I'm a comedian now," instead of me being protective over my art and go, "Well, that's not a comedian. You've got to be at least professional. You've got to at least like make a certain amount of money from it and do a certain amount of gigs." Instead of me getting pissy like that, I just go, "Oh, what a class ethic! I am also a professional swimmer. I'm a professional chef. I am now a professional wanker."
Well, that's the thing is, that's the great line from the book I Killed, where Jerry Seinfeld does the opening foreword, and he goes, "The 4 coolest jobs in the world are like professional surfer, professional race car driver, rock star, and comedian. But comedian is the only job in the world where you can just say, 'I am a comedian,' and then it's true." Because there it is. There's nothing else to, it's because, man, when I was 16, I was like, "I'm a comedian." I'm 17, I'm a comedian. I've done gigs, I'm a comedian. I was some cunt doing open spots. Makes you feel good, though.
I think I'm trying to think of how early I said I was a comedian. I think I had some decorum with it. I said I'm doing comedy. I do stand up. When did I start identifying as a comedian? It's gotta be when you start playing clubs.
I think it's I remember.
You've got to be on a professional bill as a professional, even if you didn't have enough professional gigs yourself to make money. If you're on a professional gig with professionals,
then you are. Man,
at least for that weekend, you're a comedian.
My first paid tenner from one of the stands best of Glasgow Comedy Festival 2018. It's 2008, sorry.
Your first 20 quid
was after
your 7th tour.
Anyway, I trust Marlena implicitly. I'm sure I'll see the money one day.
So 2008.
2008. I've still got that tenner framed. I mean, it's at my mum's, but it's fucking.
You know what's funny about that now? It's an old money.
Oh,
because they've got all the. They probably still spends, but you know how they've got all the waterproof ones now and have done for the last 5 years.
Paper tenner.
It's a paper tenner.
Fucking hell, worth its weight in paper. Probably it's probably not even worth. I reckon you'd struggle to fucking.
Do you know? I didn't even like. Because when I was saying like for me stand up was a hobby, and I put like I would work like 3 jobs. I'd have me job as a lifeguard. I'd do swimming teaching on the side, moonlighting as a swimming teacher, but never call it fiddle work if you're teaching children how to swim. I'm just doing a bit of fiddle.
Why would you call it fiddle work?
Because fiddle work's like, money on the side apart from your main job. Do you not call that fiddle?
No.
Do you not call it fiddle work?
No, moonlighting.
Undeclared money.
Well, having never done an honest day's labour in my life, I don't know what I would call it. I don't know what my people call it.
Oh wow! So that would just be a single entendre to you if I said I was doing fiddle work with kids.
Yes, yeah. like your joke there being like, never call teaching kids to swim fiddle work, and I'm like, yeah, obviously. Why would it ever fucking be called that?
It's fiddle.
You call it fiddle work. This is like the fucking fart poop thing all over again.
Oh, surely not. Surely not. This cannot be.
Nobody calls it fiddle work apart from fucking Jordy.
I'm Googling it now. I'm just writing fiddle work and I'm going to get arrested. Fiddle work.
How'd you get away with this?
Meaning. Fiddle work, meaning, cable string. What does it... Oh, no.
That doesn't sound confident.
Dishonest behaviour. UK informal, something dishonest that does something in order to get money or advantage. A tax fiddle. It is. It's there. It's there. Fucking thank God, man, because I've been saying that a lot. Because just as a recap with the poop thing, in where I'm from, poop means fart, but everywhere else would be shit.
Like the street. Like, it's not like your area in Newcastle.
It's Blythe.
It's even like the whole of... Is it all of Blythe? It's just Ashton.
It's not the northeast. It's the NE24 postcode.
Yeah, and you were like, poop means farts, and fart means fart, and I was like, there's no way that is true, because obviously fart means fart, and poop means to poop, as in to shit. And we had, this is early days podcast. Like, I think, under episode 10.
Yeah.
Maybe even.
It was early doors, wasn't it?
That.
Although I did...
Podcast. It might have just been done online, actually.
I did do it as stand-up, though, so it might be more recent to some people, because I did it as stand-up where I've recapped all the conversations I'd had when I'm like, oh, my brother used to pin me down and poop in my face. And, like, my girlfriend, now she poops in bed. She's got comfortable, my girlfriend. She's my wife now.
You know that... I don't know whose joke it is, but the person that says, when you say poop, it's your lips make the same shape that your butthole do when you poop.
Ah, nice.
Try it.
Poop. You've got a prolapse anus, because we're on Zoom. I've just seen your rubber lips just do the poop noise.
Yeah, it probably spits it out.
Oh, speaking of prolapse anus, I got a DM off a chemist offering a discreet service for delivery of Anusol.
And you were like, fuck your discretion, I'll mention it on the podcast.
No, get this. Chemists to you said discreet delivery, right? And I was like, oh, this is nice. And they were like, don't be a muggle, which means they listen to the podcast.
Right.
And then you use Anusol because of the podcast, so they were offering a discreet delivery service. So hello there, chemist, to you if you're listening. I know you are.
And thanks for your discreet service. We cannot recommend it enough. It's very subtle, under the table, fiddlework, some would call it.
So Daniel, I was like, well, I've got mountains of Anusol at the moment because I kept sending Natalie into the shop because that was funny. Because you've got to ask for anus oil. And I was like, it's worked, so I don't really need some. But I'm going to follow this account so that I can tap them up if I ever start bleeding from the bumhole again. And,
which is likely in the 13 years I've known you, it's happened more often than you think.
And then the screen capped the follow and then like put it on the story and all that, like, oh, can I buy butthole cream?
Did they?
Like, they didn't say I use butthole cream, but everybody knows why I follow a chemist. You know what I mean? I don't have a history of hay fever, Daniel. So they offered me a discreet service, then lit me up like a Christmas tree.
Anyway, we'd also like to thank Daniel Sloss for coming, joining us as well for his erectional dysfunction pills. What? No, that's not a thing. I'm not a... No, come on.
You as chemists to you will send a singing telegram with your Vagisil.
You've got a stinky cunt. Try Vagisil, it's worth a punt. Just on your doorstep, mortified woman.
The beast with the yeast. So anyway, I did fiddle work.
Have you seen that episode of South Park where Cartman becomes the NASCAR racer, or he wants to be a NASCAR racer, but he's too intelligent and rich, so he has to spend all of his money eating Vagisil because that's what stupid people do, and then he'll be dumb and poor enough to be part of NASCAR.
I remember that one. It's dumb as hell. Gay as hell.
And then there's the guy that Vagisil sponsors the car, and just the entire bit is just whenever he starts talking about Vagisil, he's like, look, it's a great product that you should apply every day, Rebecca. Every day, and it's just wife's there. Whenever he mentions it. And so it's just a great product. You can take it in the morning, every morning, Rebecca. Every morning.
So I've got a personal chemist. Oh, I wanted to ask as well. I think Natalie thinks I'm more retarded than I am.
I'm more likely you think you're smarter than you are, but continue.
I think I've got really bad PR on how. Right, so you know how I make these belter breakfasts? I stopped putting them on Instagram, but I still make them. Everybody needs to know that I still make belter breakfasts. I just stopped sharing it with the world, right? I've made these like cheesy French toast crumpets. Right, where you make like a parmesan and egg mixture, put the crumpets in it, fry it in a pan, serve it up, a couple of rashers of bacon, fucking Bob's your uncle, right? Bish bash bosh. Serve it up, I'm eating it. And you know how sometimes I'll throw in something that's like ridiculous just to make people look up and go, what? And then realise I've said something ridiculous. In the middle of eating my breakfast, I went, oh, I'm gonna have to clean the toaster. The toaster's minging after making these. Clearly, I'm not going to put fucking eggy French toast in the toaster. But Natalie reacted like I had done that. And I was just waiting for her to look up and then going, oh, obviously it's a joke. And I was like, well, obviously it's a joke. And she was like, not obviously it's a joke. That is something you're wholly capable of doing.
I agree with her. If it's food-based, man, like in other like technical things, sure, maybe. But even though you are becoming a better cook, you're not.
But she voice memoed Cat, right? Just for a fucking live response. Would Kai not be would he not be capable of putting eggy French toast crumpets in the toaster with all the egg mixture dripping into the toaster? Would he or would he not do that? And she was like, oh my god, he hasn't, has he? Oh fucking hell! As if that was just code for I have done it. And I'm like, I've really got really bad PR here because I get it. I get it, right? Like, I've done some things. I'll set away the coffee machine and I haven't put the coffee cup underneath and I'll fucking run to the cupboard and I'll get a cup and I'll put it under. I do things like that. But where I am in their head is...
Do you remember the time when me and Cara, living together with you in Melbourne, I consistently 4 days in a row went, watch Kai put this microwavable meal in and then watch him sit down for 45 minutes and not realise... Just with his 5-minute microwavable meal, sticks his headphones on, goes back to bed and does the thing. 4 days. I'm like, every single day he's gonna fucking miss this. 4 days in a row.
Right. Okay. So what I'm guilty of here is absent-mindedness. I'll start focusing on a different project, right? I'll have something on me, like Natalie says, I'll have my audiobook on, I'll start unloading a full dishwasher because I think it's empty, and I'll start putting grubby dishes back in. Absent-mindedness, right, is the key denominator to all of these things, right? But now, just because I've done a couple of absent-minded things, like, you think I'm capable of mindful, mindful stupidity, like choosing to put an eggy, not just like through like a forgetting about it or a habit. Like I am choosing to dip eggy crumpets and then put it into a machine.
Hold on, Kai. I don't think you're an idiot. I assumed you would have at least put the toaster on its side. I don't think you're dumb enough to like top down end because like you'll see the dripping and your brain will go, that's not good. I reckon you're like, I put it on its side this way, and so like way easier to clean. This one drips on this one, extra flavour on this one. Mine, by the way, absolutely, yeah.
Is that? Yeah, like I wouldn't be capable of doing that, and even then, now you're making a caricature of me, right? It's like that's what's happened. You know how Joey in season 1 and 2 he's ditzy, but then by season 7 he's like he's got additional needs and he should be taken care of. Right? I'm season 1 Joey in real life with me things that I do, but I've been caricatured. I've been Blackpool Promenade caricatured, drawn in people's psyche that they really think I'm capable of the most ridiculous things now.
Just a quick question: who painted that caricature picture in their heads?
Who's the artist?
Yeah, like who? Like who's the? You sit there, you pick up some impressions and stuff. It's like what we said. It doesn't matter who you are on the inside. Fuck this idea. As long as you're a good person on the inside, that's all that counts. Absolutely run-of-the-mill fucking horseshit. Who you are on the outside matters. That's your reputation. That's who you are, and that's who you're. You can be the nicest person in your fucking head, but if everyone around you thinks you're a cunt, congratulations, you are a cunt, and history will remember you as a fucking cunt. You can lie to yourself and have your own fucking dictatorship in your head. We're like, I'm a great guy. I do all these great things. I'm a really nice person. And if everyone thinks you're a piece of shit, that's the truth of the matter. I don't care what inner peace you've got. You've got outer conflict where you're wrong.
I've never thought about the importance of image until that moment where I was like, shit, I need an image check here. Like, I need an image check here. These like, if that's who I am in her head, like, who did she marry?
But that's your in sickness. She's just like, all right, he nearly killed himself with the toaster again. Like that's we've got extra toaster insurance on the house because I really pushed out the limits on the vow in what is it in richer or poorer for richer or poorer. I really pushed her on that one. Now I'm going to really test her on the sickness and health one. Yeah, and then you're like, one day I'll do it the other way around, baby. Don't you worry.
Aye. Anyway, I make good crumpets next time you're around.
Oh, one. I'm going back into my fucking. I'm going through now that I'm back home for extended periods of time. I mean, I know we're on tour, but like, I can still. We can because we have been healthy on the road before. I'm now just getting back into eating decent-ish. Giving up weed for a bit.
Just taking care of yourself. Which I was going to mention because you're giving up weed. This is episode 420. We've totally failed ourselves.
Aye.
This is episode 420. We can't get high because I'm not with you. I could get high. I'd be on my own. But you're in quarantine now, so I couldn't come visit.
Aye, but I'll be done. But I'll break it. Like, well, my thing. Look, I'll never be off weed. I know that about myself. Like, and if I do ever come off weed, it'll be a fucking thing where I'm like fully off drugs forever, and I'm suddenly clean, and I go through a fucking Nick Cody thing, and then I do a show about how strong I am for giving up marijuana, etc., etc. For the now, I'm just like once a week. Just do it once a week. Treat yourself. Have it as a nice little fucking treat. So we could do the 420 episode. This weekend, like the next Sunday, I'll just come through to yours.
Oh, you know what? This could work. We could use a crowbar and make this work because on one of the episodes it was you and Bart because you just with timings and everything you had to get to the airport. So we're done like episode 4.14, but really a bonus. So this one's technically 419.
So next one.
So next episode is 421, but really 420.
Alright.
So
and have you got green as well?
I've got green.
Aye, that's the better way to do it.
I've got a bit left. So should we have a spliff next Sunday? Record the podcast, and then people can have like a legit 420 episode with where we get high.
Aye, and I'll tell Cara that she's driving us through years, and then her and Natalie can go fucking frig each other in another room.
Yeah, we should get them to do like a 15-minute podcast together.
We're just talking about how much they fucking hate us.
Need more than 15 minutes. I think if they get past small talk, we're fucked. It was better listening to Jean, by the way. She's such a natural.
Aye.
I thought she come across great. Like you wouldn't think that she wasn't a public speaker and that she didn't work on podcasts and stuff because I thought she was properly natural, and I texted her saying so. And then that video that I put on the Patreon is fucking incredible.
Oh, I've heard the odd.
Somebody put on the comments as well. She did know you just need to send an audio. So she literally went beyond the Call of Duty today. I've also got another belter video of Jean that I'm gonna ask her permission to put on the Patreon, because on my wedding video there's a Vox Pop thing where there was like a camera booth in the evening and people would go in drunk. And that's the whole reason Natalie's mum and dad haven't seen the video yet, because I haven't edited out yours where you're offering to eat Natalie's asshole. You're like straight faced, drunk as fuck, shit tail hanging out. Just going, I'm going to eat that asshole, Natalie. Nom 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 nom. Have you even seen it back?
No, I don't think I've heard the description enough times that I don't think I want to or need to say it. Like I know why my drunken head did it, and I know it was banned, but I don't want to see. I don't want to picture that.
But I totally protect Natalie's parents from who we really are. I was hanging out with them this weekend because Kat and Woodsy were over, and we went round to Natalie's mum and dad's for just to hang out and that. And we're playing like party games and everything. This mafia party game where I'm the most wholesome fuck when I'm around them too, man. He would laugh your head off if you could look through a crystal ball and see me just hanging around with Natalie's parents. Just can't. Who even is this?
Hello, Mrs. Lang. It's me. It's a wonderful. Thank you for inviting me into your beautiful abode.
Oh, man,
I'd love to see. I'd love you to see me. I'm a fucking
charmer, but you wouldn't recognise it. Like,
I'd like you to see me around Cara's parents. Just like, oh, okay. So there's no illusion. I was never given the chance to. They've met me twice, Kai.
Yeah. Did you not reinvent the wheel?
I've become a changed man. I've not, but God bless her dad, man. And her dad's like such a sweet bloke. There was one time just after I proposed to her. It might have even been before, actually. It might have been just around Christmas. And we just had a couple of whiskies together. And he was just like, look, I can see how happy you make each other, and I just want to apologise because when Cara first told us about when all things kicked off originally, that I told her that she was making a mistake, that you were just like a selfish young idiot who had just like a boy's agenda, like just had a girl in every port. You were just going around to sleep with as many people, and now you were just a fucking party animal. Just idiot reprobate, and I can see that's not who you are. And I was like, Dave, that spot on. Like that is 100%. No apology, not needed. That everything you said are words that left my mouth with gusto describing myself during the
you got it right first time.
It's just at this point I've done that and I've gone.
Better the devil you know.
Aye. I've not changed, I just scratched that itch and it's now gone. I've scratched that itch and I love this bitch. What more do you want, David?
But I was going to step over it. I was just going to step over your joke, mate. But I'll acknowledge it retrospectively.
And now do you want fucking kudos for acknowledging it?
No, I'll just tell you, I was just trying to work out if we'd left anything untied. And it was the Jean Vox Pop. Is her... there's like I think there was like a thumbprint firework thing where everybody done a thumbprint. Like one of my friends put on this like kind of like part of the guest book was that you put your thumbprint on this tree or it's fireworks or a tree. I can't remember what it was, right? And Jean had drew cocks all over it. and she was basically just drunkenly confessing, that was me. I drew all the cocks. I had this lovely guest book, and now it's just full of cocks. But when I watched the video of how the zombie probably reminded us of that. So I'll
She's a very funny lady.
She is.
I will get back to we started this podcast, not roasting Kevin Hart, but just talking about it. But the reason I brought up his TV show is his documentary. Right, man, it's following him as he does stand up, and it's introducing you to his crew, which is friends that he's been friends with for ages, and he looks after them, and he's like clearly a good friend and but his crew is something that's really important to him, Guy. His crew is very important. Loyalty, very important to him.
Yeah, click. It's his goat gang.
It's his goat gang. It's his goat gang, and he looks after them. Now, there was a time 5 or 6 years ago, I don't know if you remember this, but Kevin Hart cheated on his pregnant wife. Do you remember this?
Vaguely, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, so Kevin Hart's wife his second wife was pregnant with their first child, even though he had two from the previous marriage, and she brought that all in, and he went to Vegas and he cheated on her, and you know.
Does she know all of this? Or are you just grasping on it?
Yeah. Oh no. Man, she didn't watch that documentary, but she listens to this podcast. Kev, why are all the cameras around the house? What are they talking to you about? Baby, shut up. Just go listen to Sloss and Humphries on the road. Don't mind if I do, honey. He what?
He did what?
He did what? So he's but she's in the documentary as well, right? And she's going, "Hey, look, he cheated on me while I was pregnant, and not only that, but I found out because paparazzi came and told me, like, because that's what the fucking paps do. They film and they try to get it.
So the paparazzi wanted a reaction video. They're like, "How do you feel about your husband cheating on you?" Fucking, and then she's like, does a Home Alone face, and they go, snap.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And again, not what you want to go through at any time, let alone while you're fucking 7 months pregnant.
So how did the paparazzi find out?
Well, so here's...
The Reynolds pamphlet. Did he have a Reynolds pamphlet? Do you know what that is? I assumed you didn't watch Hamilton. He was going to get outed for a very similar thing, so he released a pamphlet telling everybody, which is essentially writing a fucking apology Facebook status in it.
I tried my fucking hardest to watch Hamilton. I gave it a real go, and...
Not for you. I could have said it wasn't for you, like.
Stinky fucking poo-poo. Just have some dialogue. Have some written dialogue with you. Any musical that's singing all the way through it can fuck off. That's it.
You like Disney. Basically, you like Disney films. So 7 months pregnant, paparazzi turn up. Because
a member of his crew had, while he was sleeping with like a stripper or a sex worker or something, filmed Kevin Hart having sex with the woman, and then tried to like blackmail him or extort him for money, and then fucking release the video. And I swear to God, 3 minutes of this documentary is them talking about Kevin Hart cheating on his pregnant wife and her finding out from the paparazzi and her talking about her feelings. And then the next 17 minutes is then just Kev talking about how much loyalty means to him, how betrayed he felt that one of his friends had filmed it. His wife now, the one that he cheated on, she's gone, he was so heartbroken to have that level of trust violated. And it's like, bitch, what? Like, don't get me wrong, kudos for having the strength to forgive him, but are you honestly on his documentary right fucking now being like, Kev he just didn't know how to deal with that level of trust breaking, like the guy.
As if he was the one that got betrayed.
He didn't know. Like, don't get me wrong, being extorted is a horrible thing that shouldn't happen. What happened to him was absolutely a violation of trust, and even
he couldn't acknowledge the karma in it. He had to just go, all right.
No,
so like she forgive him, the pregnant woman who was carrying his child, forgive him, and he couldn't find it in his heart to forgive the mate who actually did the fucking right thing.
Yeah,
generally.
The other way it should have been around was it should have been him just being like, look, this really hurt my feelings, but clearly not the biggest issue at the moment. I'm gonna look, my friend betrayed me, but that's by the by, baby, I'm sorry, I love you, I made a fucking mistake, it all went to my head. Yada yada yada. And her being like, okay, I forgive you, as opposed to her going, Oh, but, no, cry on my shoulder first, and then we'll talk about the infidelity. I know Barry betrayed you. I know he did, and that must be really hard. He filmed you fucking that stripper, didn't he? You didn't know he was there when you were railing that stripper who's not me, and doesn't even look like me, by the way. Let's not get into that.
That happened now. There was talk about Jamie Vardy cheating on his wife at his wedding with a bridesmaid. That was a thing. And then there was conversation shortly after. So I had that conversation because the FA Cup was on. I'm sorry to bring up the FA Cup final that your team lost. But that was the conversation in the living room, was about Jamie Vardy shooting at his wife. And then the conversation swiftly moved on to people talking about how fiercely loyal he was to Leicester. I was like, oh, hi, loyalty. Straight off the back of that conversation, let's talk about his loyalty. I love how much of a fucking Ned Jamie Vardy is, though. Did you see he strut when he won a corner in the 93rd minute? He's such a Ned.
I did. I don't know why it's hard to say, because I like Jamie Vardy, because obviously fucking Leicester, despite them not deserving to win the FA Cup, well done, they've not won it in their 4 attempts. If anyone deserves to win it at this point, it's them. And also for a team that's gone up, won the fucking Premier League in one of the greatest seasons that was ever been.
And everything that they've been through, because people that aren't into football probably saw the news that the Leicester chairman was in a helicopter crash when full Kobe.
I know he was Kobe before he was Kobe.
He went sorry, full McCree.
yeah, he was Kobe before Kobe made it cool. I mean, they won the FA Cup. We didn't fucking play well enough. They deserve to win it, and I don't mind losing to a fucking team like Leicester, and I really like Jamie Vardy. But then again, it's Euros soon, innit? So I hope he breaks his leg. I hope they all fucking break their legs. I hope there's a Ebola outbreak in the England dressing room. I hope in the 92nd minute, when Chelsea are 5-0 up against Man City in the Champions League final, I hope Mason Mount breaks his leg for 3 months. I hope Reece James breaks his legs. I hope Ben Chilwell breaks his legs. I love all these boys. I love them with all my hope. Tammy Abraham breaks his legs. I hope Sterling breaks his legs.
Phil Foden.
Phil Foden.
I think I'd genuinely cry if Phil Foden got hurt.
Would you start him above Mason?
I'd be the first name on the team sheet for me. Like, I'm all in.
Aye.
But I'd have him. I'd have Phil Foden, Mason Mount, and Grealish behind Kane.
Aye.
That's what I'd gone for anyway. But anyway, they're not here for the football, I don't think. We're just slipping in every now and again.
Just to remind everyone that we are lads.
We're proper lads, aren't we? What else do we do?
Cool lads.
Talk about shagging.
Aye, we've done lots of it.
You know what? We were talking about shagging in the WhatsApp group the other day, and I was really shocked by some of the popular judgment when we're being proper lads talking about shagging. And Mark Nelson said he thought Doggy Style was boring. And I cracked a very, very funny joke saying, like, how you tried doing it from being the one at the back. But then there was a almost 50-50 split of people that said 69ing was shite and overrated. And I'm like, what? Hang on a minute. I thought these were just things that, were just, like it's like saying having, a blue sky and a sunny day. You know?
It's like
some things are just objectively good.
You've got to remember, there are men out there, lesser men, infinitely lesser men. Well, unless they're gay, in which case. But no. In fact, keep it neutral. There are lesser men across all fucking sexualities that do not enjoy going down on their partners. And if you do not enjoy going down on your partner, you are a lesser man, unequivocally. Whether that's sucking dick, eating pussy, or eating ass, or anything in between. If you don't enjoy any of those things, I'm happy to say that you're not a real man.
Or a real woman.
You're not
a real person.
It's just... it's like, DJ Khaled, who is famous for reasons that I don't understand, proudly came out and was like, I don't eat pussy. And I'm like, congratulations, that you are no longer... You don't get to claim to be cool. You don't be a fucking rapper anymore. By the looks of things, it's the only thing you don't fucking eat. Like, what are you talking about? You don't eat fucking pussy.
That makes me a little bit less disgusting than if you come out and went, I don't like me bum.
Aye.
You'd be like, oh, right, okay, we've got that information. We're all processing that and holding it against you.
Yeah, it's just not. I don't suck dick or I don't eat pussy.
But
how did you say those words and expect me to look at you with anything other than fucking disdain?
And the popular consensus from the 69 naysayers, heathens, well, that they didn't like the multitasking part of it.
Well, yeah,
they're two good things that they want to enjoy simultaneously. Like it's like patting your head and rubbing your tummy.
I get it in the
because that's what they're doing. They're pushing their own head down and rubbing their tummy, going yum yum.
I reckon you could do it like getting a blowjob first, and then using going down on your partner as like the I'm going to buy myself some time there. Look, I got a blowjob nearly to climax there. Time out.
Right. Sorry, it cut off again.
I apologise fucking profusely. I've got no idea why it's...
Luckily, this is the free one. You don't get this kind of shit on Patreon.
No, you don't. No. Well, in fact, maybe you don't. Maybe because it's shorter. That's why we can fucking get away with it.
And from now on, we're going to be in person when we do it.
This is the last one. So yeah, this is the last one.
So we're not entirely sure where it cut off, but we were talking about some of our friends don't like 69ing. We're breaking down what it is you might not like about it. Like, is it the multitask?
Aye.
Is it the
multitasking? Was it the?
Do you not like the view?
Do people not like eating vagina or sucking dick? And which I will stand by. If you do not eat pussy or suck dick, whichever one's your favourite of those two things, if you don't do either of those things, you are not a man. If you're a gay man that doesn't suck dick, you're not a real man. And if you're a straight man that doesn't eat pussy, you're not a real man. If you're bi and you don't eat both, you're not a man. You are fundamentally not a man unless you do foreplay.
So then we started discussing whether for a woman it was worse, more like women prefer, like don't like 69 as much as men, because men have a good view and women don't have so much of a good view. And you went, speak yourself, I've got an amazing arse. And then we then argued over who had the best arse for 4 minutes, Daniel. For 4 minutes, not recording, just me and you, me in my study, you in your study, two men in their 30s, vehemently rowing over who had the best arse.
And the answer is me. And as I said, we will get an independent panel of poofters. We will get the gays that we know, as they will be the best judges, as I don't trust the podcast listeners to be unbiased. Like, they'll pick their favourites. There'll be Team Muggins and there'll be Team Creams, and they'll not be able to look at it objectively. Whereas if anyone is good at objectifying us, it's the gay men.
You're banging on the table. It means you're losing confidence.
No. So all judges lose confidence. Is that what you're telling me?
Maybe that's what it is.
I'm guilty, I guess. I don't know.
Order. It's because they lose their grip. They're shouting order. So you just want to have the control group to be only homosexual men. Yes. You don't want to have heterosexual women, or the neutral crowd, the straight men, or the gay women.
You don't want neutrals when you're judging shit. So
how can you judge my arse then? Because you're a straight man and you passed judgment on my arse saying it wasn't as good as yours. No, I wasn't
necessarily judging your arse. I'm just saying my arse is exceptional. Therefore, just logically is better than yours. I don't need to see your arse to know my arse is better than your arse.
If you were a gay man,
my arse is regularly commented on by gay comics. How many times has your arse been commented on?
It's been came on. So we're gonna send pictures of our arses unsolicited.
To Paul Sinner,
Craig
Scott Agnew, Craig Hill,
Larry Dean.
I don't know Tom Allen. Well, I mean, I do know, but probably not well enough.
Reece Nicholson.
Oh, Reece Nicholson and Kyron. We'll give them.
Ryan Cullen.
Tom Ballard. Both of our dads.
See, right, if you were a gay man, you would look at my arse and get a hard on. You would look at your arse and you would just go, "There's my arse."
What do you mean?
So that means if you're being biased because you're straight. You are.
No.
You are. You're discrediting my arse because it's not what you're interested in.
I'm discrediting your arse because your arse is disgraceful.
It's fucking class. It's a class arse. I do squats for days, weeks.
See, so you have
to work. Deadlifts.
I reckon you've got a good arse because you work to get a good arse. God gave me this.
It's firm. It bleeds. Look, I've been getting messages about my arse off chemists to you. I mean, look, my arse is fucking on the verge of getting sponsorship, Daniel, from Anusol.
Aye, just using all around the ring. Just apply here.
And you are against the idea of putting it on a Patreon straw poll?
Yeah, because I just don't trust our audience to not be biased.
Look, it doesn't matter who's got the best arse between me and you. The winner is the people that it gets sent to. What a lovely day they are having. Solicited arse pics.
Right, should we move on to before this cancels out again?
Yes, please. You and your tech. You should get a Mac. Just put your hand in your pocket, man. Get a Mac. Get back working again. You can afford one.
It's moments like this with tech, which is why I'm so glad I'm not on Twitch anymore, because I just remembered 90% of my stream just me looking at a computer going, I don't know. It's too complicated and I don't know.
I think I've lost a lot of people that would have watched if I just, if I could have just styled out and if something gone wrong with tech. If I could just style it out and move on. The fact is I cannot let it go and I dwell on it for fucking ages. I'm making me identity.
Your dad licks his finger before flipping the indicator on his VW buggy.
Your dad wears a replica referee shirt to football matches and chants supporting the man in charge.
Whenever your dad gets on a plane, he introduces himself to every member of staff, saying that if there is an emergency, to not hesitate and come find him, as he was in the Air Cadets for 3 years.
He was. He was in the Air Cadets for exactly 3 years.
So you get any trouble up here, you just give me 13C down the back economy, maybe how I fly, but not how I fly up front. Big care.
I made it all the way to warrant officer. Your dad this is pretty true to form as well, actually. Your dad invented and manufactured a device that automates his fidget spinner because he couldn't be bothered to spin it himself.
That does sound like something you would do.
He did it with Sudoku puzzles.
I did, CD. Programmed the camera to instantly work them out. Yep. Your dad spent 6 years at Boy Scouts and only has a secret keeping badge.
Wow, that's to have that alongside Air Cadets. That's a fucking busy social diary for a young man. Your dad lives rent free in Sarah Pascoe's head, which is technically subletting in my head. What I'm saying is I can't get your dad out of my head because of squatters' rights.
Your dad puts Lego around the floor of his bed so that when he wakes up, he stands on them just so he can fucking feel something in the morning.
Oh, it makes him feel alive. Your dad went on autopilot when he was driving his bus and he didn't realise until he was in McDonald's drive-thru. Showing at the passengers. Anyone want out? Right, so should we stop recording manually for the first time in 3 stops?
Aye, so we've been doing
Speaking of fucking bus drivers.
We're on tour.
Oh yeah.
Are we?
I think we start on like the week after next.
Hold on, let me find out.
Sloss and Humphreys on the road is actually going to be on the road. And we're gonna have stimulus.
Okay, so why is this fucking annoying video playing? This is my fucking website. Okay, so why can I not scroll up? This is shite. What?
You're doing exactly this is exactly what we're saying with the way we are on Twitch.
Oh my God.
We're doing a podcast now.
So Leeds, May 27th. There are 2 shows. They were going to be on May the 29th, and I'm not meant to tell you this, but I'm always going to tell you this because I'm not going to fucking lie to you. The reason those shows are delayed is because Chelsea are in the Champions League final. So I'm sorry. There's no amount of money you could pay me in the fucking world to perform that evening. I am not performing on May the 29th. So if you had tickets to those Leeds shows, they've been moved to May the 27th. If that annoys you and you never want to be my fan again because I've chosen Chelsea over you, fair enough. It's been a fucking ride and I literally regret nothing. I will be watching the Champions League final on the 29th.
It's also nice that you're saying this, because so many companies have just went, due to COVID related reasons, just because of their own inadequacies, shortfalls and errors. They're like, blame COVID, blame Brexit. You're like, nah, you're just being shite. Sophology, exactly. I'm speaking directly to sophology.
It's not through COVID. I'm watching Chelsea play the Champions League final. I'm watching Chelsea lose in the Champions League final. May the 30th, Cheltenham. June 1st, Camberley. June 4th, Worthing. June 5th, Manchester. June 6th, Manchester.
Excuse me, where?
Manchester.
Oh, right, Mon.
Yeah, sorry, do you think I said Manchester? Do you think I was sorry? Do you think that was just like a Ricky Gervais from 9 years ago? Just trying to roast Manchester. They were off to Retardville, Newcastle. Well,
whoa! What you mean? I think you mean Sunderland.
No, I was trying as in like Manchester.
I genuinely as well thought there was. This is my legit reaction. I thought there was a place called Manchester. I hadn't heard of it, and then when you said it, I was like, "Excuse me," thinking that actually there was a place.
No, sorry.
Because you know when you see like Milo McCabe's tour itinerary, and it's all places that just look made up. We've travelled the world, and he's always like, "Oh, I'm going to be in Swinbury, Chesterville," and you're like, "What?"
God, we're in so many places.
It's good, isn't it?
Manchester, Newcastle, Portsmouth, Brighton, Bristol, Lincoln, Bristol again, Birmingham, Halifax, Milton Keynes, London, Edinburgh. Some fucking fringe shows have just been announced at the fucking Corn Exchange. At the moment it's only 4, but I can assure you it's going to be much more than that.
I saw that. I'm going to be doing that as well, I think, because I'll tell you why I think I'm doing it. It come up with me day with the other day. It come up confidential Edinburgh all day from the 5th, 6th, and 7th. So I think it may be that.
So there we go. Let me guess. Let's stop recording. Oh no, it's still recording. Perfect. Right. We'll end it there. That's the end of the podcast. Everyone go away.
Right. Thanks everyone.